Well, good Saturday morning, everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland. Hope your Saturday's off to a fantastic start. Beautiful sunshine skies here in the mid-Michigan area this morning, and it's going to get hot. Yeah, this is October in Michigan, and we're going to be nearly 90 degrees today. What the heck? That's all right. It'll be in the 60s, I think, in a few days next week. So we'll enjoy it because, hey, it is Michigan. So busy week here at the store. If you haven't guessed, it's just been kind of going crazy. I see a comment in there saying happy Swift Day. That was yesterday. The banks were closed, the government shut down, and all because of an album. Go figure. Well, I'm not invited to the wedding, so whatever. We'll get to that stuff here in a couple of minutes. But let's say a few quick hellos because there's a lot of you out there this morning. As always, it's great to see you all here. So let's take some time to say, hey, Gerard saying good morning. And he picked up a Thelonious Monk last week. Glad you're enjoying it. Lee Page, good morning. It is Rocktober. A couple of Rocktober releases to get to as well. But man, there's some other stuff that's been delayed. We'll touch on that here in a bit. Jennifer, good morning to you. Sunshine and hot. Yes, indeed. TC from TKR Video Central, good morning to you, sir. Glad you got your package. And glad you enjoyed the records inside. Dan, good morning to you as well. Fred over on the west side, good to see you yesterday too, sir. Thank you for stopping in. I'm glad you're enjoying that Buckingham Nicks. Paul, yeah, Swifty Day was yesterday, as I mentioned, Paul. We're good with that though. Mike, good morning to you, as well as Gary and company over at Doogie's Hats. Thanks for being here. And happy Saturday to you. See you soon as well. Chuck, good morning to you, sir. And Ryan saying hey, hey. And David saying hi. Hi there, sir. Thank you so much for being here. So yeah, it's been a busy couple of days here at the store between the Taylor Swift release on Friday and then just a couple of days prior to, dealing with all the stuff that is to deal with that. And the announcing of the Record Store Day Black Friday list for 2025. It's happening. It's here. It's real. If you haven't had a chance to see the list, head over to recordstoreday.com. We put a link to it up on our page as well. But there's some good stuff on there. It usually is. I know that this doesn't make everybody happy all the time with it, but there's still a few cool things, and there's a few things I've got my eye on. But I got to be a good record store owner first. But if you are curious about some insights into that list, if you haven't had a chance to see one of the hundreds of videos on YouTube dissecting the list already. We're going to get a chance to, because let me click on this. The podcast this week, the one we do with Steve Carlson, our good buddy Steve, two guys talking about records. Steve and I will be dissecting the Record Store Day Black Friday 2025 list in depth. Normally our podcasts go right around 58, 59 minutes. This one went a little over. I think we're clocking in. We're going to be talking a little bit longer this time around. But we are going to go in depth into the list and talk about some of the things on the Record Store Day Black Friday list, and talk about some of the prices as well on there, because I do have access to the pricing sheet. So if you've got some questions on that, obviously you can kick in and let us know. But Steve and I will be discussing that in depth in the podcast coming up tomorrow evening, Sunday at about 7 p.m. is when that does go up and go live. Also, regarding our participation in Black Friday and the Record Store Day event, if you are unfamiliar with how this works, we cannot hold, reserve, pre-sell, or price gouge on any of the items on the list. And there are some that are going to be very price gougeable. That's a new word, by the way. So there's some interesting stuff on there that's going to be fetching a lot. So what we do each and every Record Store Day and each and every Black Friday is, and I'm going to try to do this later on today. I've got so much kicking out here that I'll try to get to it. But either today or tomorrow, we will put up a link on our social media platforms, both X and Facebook, and Instagram doesn't do links, so screw them. But we'll put that up there, and I can email it to somebody if you want it. I'll email you the link to this, but it'll be a Google document, a Google form that you can fill out, and we're calling that your Record Store Day wish list. So if there's something that you see on that Record Store Day list, I'd prefer it if you just submit the list once, but you can do it more than that if you need to. But look over the list, get your ideas together and what you'd like us to look for, and then submit that form once I put the link up. And that is what we base our ordering upon. So I'll have that list out there. The deadline for submission and for our orders to go in is going to be coming up fairly quick. So just about a week and a half from now. So the deadline for submission of the Record Store Day wish lists is going to be on Tuesday, the 14th. So coming up here in just about a week and a half. But again, the wish list does not automatically mean that you're going to get what you're looking for off of there. We just use the wish list as a basis for our ordering. So we know X amount of people are looking for this release. So we're going to order that and a couple more to try to make sure we get enough of what we need. Now, that does not necessarily mean that we're going to get everything that we ask for or even the numbers that we ask for. That's just the game that goes that we got to play with when it comes to Record Store Day events. But again, the wish list helps us with our ordering, so that way we know that we're looking for the stuff that you guys are looking for. And from that point, we will do our best to get that in. So again, the wish list link will be going up live, hopefully later today. If not, then tomorrow morning. But I'll put out some posts and let you guys know. But keep in mind, the key date is Tuesday, the 14th of October. That will be our deadline for getting in the Record Store Day Black Friday wish lists, and our orders will go in shortly thereafter. So make sure that you're up on that. Look the list over carefully. Again, there's some very cool stuff on there. One of the things that we'll talk about in the podcast that I will with Steve, and we're really going to go into the fact that there's a lot of picture discs this year. A lot of live stuff and a lot of picture discs, some 12-inch singles. So if you see something you think is cool, make sure you read that description, because it very well could be a picture disc, which you could be fine with. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it also could be a 12-inch single or a 7-inch single. There's a few of those floating around in there as well. We just urge you to make sure you're reading that, the directions very, very carefully in there, so you see what there is. There's also such things as Record Store Day exclusives, which means that it's not going to come back again. It will not be reissued. Record Store Day first, which means it will be reissued at some point, probably later in the year or into next year in 26. And then there's regional focus, which are very limited, harder to get, and specific to various regions of the country. So when you're looking over the list, those are a few things to keep in mind. But look it over. There's some cool stuff. I'm looking, there's a Dead Milkman release on there that I'm interested in, but it's so limited, I don't think I'm going to get it. May have to go aftermarket if I really want one. And a Tick, the Tick cartoon, a soundtrack to the Tick cartoon, a favorite of mine going back several years. Spoon! Okay, enough about the RSD stuff. We're going to have some fun with that, as we always do heading in. Before I get to the releases and the albums in stock from this past drop, yesterday's drop, I want to let you guys know that we are now fully restocked. We have got in another good supply of our Groove Washer record care kit system kits. They've added a new one to this, a couple of different new ones, but this is the preferred system for keeping it more affordable than the Spin Cleans. The Spin Cleans over my shoulder here, those things are great if you got a lot of records, and we use them constantly in the store for our stuff. But if you're just kind of casual and you want to keep the dust down on your records, the Groove Washer brush replaced those old disc washer systems, which are now super cheap and not very good anymore. So what we have in stock is, of course, the walnut handle brush system, the one that I just held up. These are a little more pricey. Prices have gone up because of the walnut handle on this, but this is the very stylish one. It comes with a bottle of the cleaning fluid, and we've got a $45 tag on these, so that is the main one. But what Groove Washer did a little while back is give us something called the Intro Cleaning Kit. Essentially, it's the exact same thing as the one, the main brush, but without the walnut handle. So it's basically just the microfiber. It's a little foam pad with a microfiber on the outside, and it'll work just as well. And it comes in at a $10 price tag, so it's much, much cheaper to get into to keep your records clean. It also has some fluid in there as well. It does come with a bottle of fluid. We do sell refills on that as well. So that's the Intro system, recommended for those of you who just want to get the dust off your record at a very affordable price. We've got so many of these in, they'll last us through the end of the year. There's a stylus cleaning kit also. It's basically a little brush and some stylus fluid to help keep that clean. They have paired that now with the Intro kit. So this is what's being called the Record and Stylus Care Kit. So it's got that stylus brush and fluid, and it has got the Intro pad on the inside of it as well. Comes in a neat bag with both sets of fluid to clean with and a label cover. So this one it's a good deal because it comes in at 25 bucks and you get the stylus brush. Let's see the back here. You get the stylus brush and the foam pad to clean your records. So that's a good all-in-one one to put in there as well. And then for those of you who have the stuff, we do have some refills. They put out a G2 kit or G2 bottle refill. This is a larger bottle. I'm not going to pull it out of there, but it's got the spray pump that goes with it. And it has... Oh, I forget which the size of it is here. I'll look. What the heck? It's a big bottle refill. It is a big bottle. It's an 8-ounce fluid refill of the G2 stuff. So enough to last you for quite some time. And I do have several of those in stock as well. 20 bucks is the price on those. So we got you covered to get your records cared for and cleaned well into the winter season when they get a lot more staticky. So make sure you check those out. Whatever level, we got you covered. Okay, onward to the records that came in. I'm running a little short on time, so we're going to zoom through them. Of course, yesterday was Taylor Swift Day. We had to wait for him. If you guys have been following the drama, we didn't get these until yesterday afternoon. So the pre-orders, most have been picked up, and I do have several of these out on the shelf for those of you that haven't gone to the big box store to get yours. This particular version of The Life of a Showgirl is on something called Portofino Orange Glitter Vinyl, and it includes unique photos. And I forgot to mention this also with a lot of the other hype heading into this. The hype sticker tells us this has a poem from Taylor Swift. Poems, everyone! Taylor fancies herself a poet. She's got a little black book with her poems in it. Sorry, I told you I'm not invited to the wedding, so I'm just going to make fun. Anyhow, lots of Taylor Swift to go around. If you guys want that, we have got several copies of the orange. One of the songs in there is featuring Sabrina Carpenter, and I did grab a couple more of the emails I can't send forward, which is kind of an alternate version of Sabrina Carpenter's last album. So I do have a couple more copies of that in stock ready to go. Other new releases from yesterday, I have no clue. I'm being told that this is a thing, K-pop Demon Hunters, the soundtrack from a Netflix film. I don't have Netflix, and I'm not going to watch K-pop anime hunt demons. But we got one because we were told we had an order for this, and so it's actually pretty cool, I'm being told. New stuff from Marcus King Band in stock. This is Darling Blue. Got one copy of this left on blue colored vinyl if you are looking for that. Two of the Rocktober releases from last week. It was all that was released. I've got to look and see what next week's is. We'll see. But Deep Purple, the Made in Japan, a Steven Wilson remix of the classic live album. The legendary 1972 double album remixed by Steven Wilson. So some cool stuff on here. I have not read on how that sounds. I've not opened one up, so we don't know yet, but I'm sure it's good. Never mind the Bullocks. Here's the Sex Pistols, limited edition clear vinyl, part of the Rocktober. I've got two of these in stock. Fairly inexpensive, 25 bucks on that one. Recent issues, I've got another Ed Sheeran. This one contains the autographed photo inside of Play, so we've got that going on. And I did get more of the Buckingham Nicks. No more of the hi-fi ones, unfortunately. Those things are going to be long gone. But I did get a couple more of these on pink vinyl and a couple more on blue vinyl. What a great album that is. So I do have a couple of those floating around as well. And then I nabbed another Stevie Nicks, Belladonna, the high fidelity from Rhino version of that one. So lots of great stuff. Go back, check out that drop video. There was a lot of cool vintage stuff in that one as well. We did get hit pretty hard yesterday, but there still is a lot of goodies to choose from if you get a chance to go through that. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap this up and get ourselves moving into the day, get the doors open. The dude is here. He's hanging out with me all day today, so come say hi if you need to say hi to the dude. He loves that when people come in to visit. So we are at 716 George Street, just north of downtown Midland. And I'm going to be here today from now until 4 p.m. and tomorrow Sunday from 12 noon until 4 p.m. A couple more highs in there. Diesel 65, good morning from Round Rock, Texas. Very cool, sir. And Chuck asking if I'm going to open a Taylor Swift for quality control. Nope. I doubt it severely, Chuck, but you never know. But I don't know. Probably not. So check us out. As I said, we'll be around all day today and tomorrow. Lots of good stuff happening. Don't forget the record store day list. I'll put that link up for the wish list. Go through it, see what you think. Let us know what you'd like us to order. The new release show goes on. I've got that going up a little bit later today. There's a Lost Blues Brothers album. A Lost Blues Brothers album has been discovered and is on its way out next week. So check that out in the upcoming release show very shortly, coming up this afternoon as well. And then the podcast with Steve Carlson, two guys talking about records on Sunday evening. We will dive deeply into the Record Store Day Black Friday 2025 list and let you know what we think. All right, folks, that will do it from the Wasteland today. As always, thank you for being here. You guys rock. And I think I got some people waiting. So we will talk to you all next week here at Radio Wasteland. Thanks again for being here, everyone.